India's real estate story is no longer just a domestic narrative. It's now being shaped by global disruption, infrastructure expansion, and evolving buyer aspiration, all at the same time. Now, from international markets reacting to geopolitical shifts to infrastructure corridors opening up new investment destinations within India and cities recalibrating affordability as the demand moves up the value chain. The sector is entering a far more dynamic and interconnected phase. Welcome to Our Estate, Building the Nation. My name is Nayan and today is the 10th episode and also where we are tracking 3 key developments that are shaping the market this week. How the West Asia crisis could impact Dubai's real estate and potentially redirect luxury investments into India. What the Delhi-Dehradun Expressway means for the emerging real estate corridors and land value transformations, and why Hyderabad is seeing a surge in 2 crore homes, raising important questions around affordability and infrastructure readiness. Let's get you all the top stories.
Rising geopolitical tensions across West Asia are beginning to cast a shadow on global investment flows. And the impact is now being closely tracked in Dubai's high-end real estate market. Over the past 2 years, Dubai has emerged as a magnet for global wealth with record-breaking luxury property transactions driven by international investors, including a significant share from India. However, with uncertainty building in the region, early signals suggest a degree of recalibration. Market watchers indicate that some high-net-worth Indian investors are beginning to reassess overseas exposure while exploring opportunities closer home. This comes at a time when India's luxury housing segment is gaining ground in cities such as Mumbai, Delhi NCR and Bengaluru, with developers scaling up premium offerings, branded residences and gated communities tailored to global standards. As global volatility reshapes investor sentiment, the movement of capital is becoming more nuanced, balancing opportunity with stability and in some cases bringing the focus back to domestic markets. The Delhi-Dehradun Expressway is fast emerging as more than just a connectivity upgrade. Designed to significantly reduce travel time between Delhi and Dehradun, the corridor is beginning to influence real estate activity across multiple regions along its route. Locations such as Saharanpur, Baghpat and parts of Meerut are seeing increased developer interest, with land parcels being repositioned for plotted developments, townships and logistical infrastructure. Improved accessibility is also expected to strengthen demand for second homes and weekend destinations, particularly with fast access to Uttarakhand's hill regions. At the same time, better road connectivity is opening up new possibilities for commercial and warehousing activity along the belt. With infrastructure laying the foundation, these emerging micro markets are gradually finding a place on the investment map, reshaping how and where future growth is likely to unfold. Hyderabad is witnessing a notable shift in its housing market, with a rising share of residential transactions now concentrated in the 2 crore rupees plus segment. Premium apartments, gated communities and villa projects are driving this trend, supported by strong demand from the city's expanding base of high-income professionals. The city's relatively lower entry cost compared to other metros, combined with robust infrastructure and a thriving IT ecosystem, has positioned it as a key destination for luxury housing growth. At the same time, the surge in high-value developments is bringing attention to evolving market dynamics. With developers increasingly focusing on premium inventory, affordability pressures are becoming more visible in the mid-income segment. Infrastructure expansion, including metro connectivity and road networks, is also being closely watched as it works to keep pace with rapid urban growth. As supply continues to build in the upper segment, the balance between demand absorption and future development will remain central to how the market shapes up in the coming quarters.
While markets and infrastructure continue to drive the momentum, it's also the people behind these developments who are shaping how real estate evolves on the ground. In Real Talk today, we turn the spotlight on Poulomi Floric, a brand that reflects the growing demand for design-led, lifestyle-driven living spaces. Now, through this conversation, we explore how consumer expectations are changing and how developers are responding with more curated, experience-first offerings. Here's the conversation.
It's so wonderful to meet you, Prashant, again. We met at Delhi at the Republic Studio, I think a couple of months back. And I'm so thrilled to be here at such a wonderful place. So I remember Poulomi is less about construction and more about customers and lifestyle and commitment. And I just want to take a step back before we get into what's happening here in Bangalore to just refresh what Poulomi stands for as far as you are concerned.
So 2005 was when we launched Poulomi Waterfront, our first villa project, and those are the best years for real estate in Hyderabad as well. And then post which we saw the agitation for the separate state coming in, so the market did slow down a little bit. But we continued to do our work. We've done multiple projects in Hyderabad, having done Poulomi Aristos, which was the best villa project we got an award from CRISIL for that in 2014. Followed by Poulomi 90, which was a well-accepted gated community in a single standalone apartment complex. Then we've done Poulomi Avante, which was a 4.5 acre property, 470 units, handed over about 2 years back. Happy customers living and appreciating the life there. Currently, we have Poulomi Palazzo, our landmark project in Hyderabad, which is an uber luxury apartment of 55 floors tall. We've got very good reviews for it. We've been able to sell very well. So that's under construction, due for handing over mid of next year.
How do you look at the Bangalore market, considering Bangalore is a pretty far more competitive market? Of course, it is a very large market. It is one of the top 3 residential or top 3 real estate markets, top in residential, top in commercial office, around 30 million of square feet office leasing happening every year. So there are a lot of pluses that Bangalore has. But what has been the reason behind coming to Bangalore and then starting your project in North Bangalore?
See, we've been in this business for about 20 years, so as part of our growth strategy, we did want to expand. And natural choice was Bangalore because a lot of similarities to Hyderabad, so we chose Bangalore. North Bangalore predominantly was because we studied that the North Bangalore market has a huge potential, and we foresee the next couple of years North Bangalore is going to grow humongously. So that's what we thought should probably help us. I think we've been very lucky to get this parcel of land. When we acquired it about 2 years back, I looked around the area and I made a decision in a fraction of a second that this is going to be our first project. And what probably helped me was the infrastructure which is already around in this location. Right? You have a wonderful mall, you have a hotel, you have restaurants, you have already people living in the vicinity, schools are there, hospitals are nearby. So all these infrastructure which is already there would definitely help a buyer who would like to come and stay in this complex. So definitely I think all these inputs did entice us to choose this location.
Prashant, it's quite a serendipity. When I was coming to this project, Floric, I suddenly saw that I'm entering Bharatiya City. Being just adjacent to Bharatiya City means, you know, this location is really fantastic. And I would really want to know more about this project where we are standing, what went behind designing this project, what is the USP of this project, and any other thing that you are very passionate about this project.
So this is a 9-acre property that we picked up about a year back and finally launched it shortly. So this is 4 towers that we have here, about 14.5 lakh square feet of saleable space, consisting of 4 towers. So in phase 1 we are launching 2 towers, and phase 2 will be launching another 2 towers with a gap of about 4 to 6 months between these 2 phases. We also have about 40,000 square feet of club space for entertainment and amenities here. So basically we are very passionate about open spaces and greenery. That's been our core strength for all our projects.
Prashant, I have heard of landscapes, I've heard of hardscapes, but in such a long career, I haven't heard of bloomscapes. So a lot of credit to you for this creativity, and I would want to know more about it and what's behind this thought.
See, Floric is all about floral theme, right? So as part of that floral theme, we've tried to ensure that we have as many number of floral related plants in the project. So that's why if you see here, we have almost about 22 varieties of flowers in our project. So we've tried to cater to all the local flowers that used to be there much earlier, which are actually missing these days. So we've tried to, jasmine is something which is very popular here in Bangalore. So all the local flowers is what we're trying to get into this project here.
Any future plans on Bangalore and anything else on Poulomi which you have in mind as we progress? What next?
So Bangalore definitely is a very promising city, and we've come here not for just one project. We are going to be here for many years. So we want to take one step at a time. We're just planning to launch this project shortly, and once we see the success of this project, and definitely we do have plans. We have started scouting for other properties, but the process of conceptualization to the launch is definitely at least 2 years away. So I think within the next 2 years, we should hopefully see another project of Poulomi in Bangalore. But for now, it's Poulomi Floric, which is our focus for Bangalore.
It will be a memorable venture, for sure. Best wishes to Poulomi, best wishes to Poulomi Floric. And I can seriously say, because I understand this micro market, I've worked here as a developer, you are really going to do very well. Best wishes to Poulomi and to Floric.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
From investment to design, there's a clear shift in how spaces are being imagined today. Now, in What's New, we explore a trend that's quietly gaining momentum. Japandi aesthetics meet Indian heritage, blending minimalism with warmth and functionality with cultural depth. Now, it's a movement towards soft luxury, where simplicity, materials, and mindful design come together to create an intuitive living space. Take a closer look.
Walk into a modern Indian home today, and the first thing you feel is calm. Not noise, not clutter, just space that lets you breathe. But stay there for a moment longer, and you begin to notice something deeper. Because today's urban home owner is searching for balance. A home that feels peaceful but not empty, modern but not disconnected from roots. So what does this look like in real homes? Furniture is low, clean and functional, made from light woods, cane and natural materials. Walls are mostly minimal, but instead of being blank, they carry one powerful story, maybe a Worli mural or a handcrafted textile that becomes the hero of the space. Even the decor is intentional. Nothing excessive, nothing random, just pieces that mean something. Because today, homes are no longer about showing how much you can. They are about showing who you are. And this trend proves one thing: minimalism does not have to be cold. When blended with Indian heritage, it becomes warm, personal, and deeply meaningful. There was a time when the perfect home meant white walls, glossy floors, and picture-perfect symmetry. But today, that idea of luxury is quietly changing. Because after long days, busy lives, and constant stress, people don't want homes that look like showrooms. They want homes that feel like comfort. And that's where the new trend comes in: warm minimalism and soft luxury. It is clean, still uncluttered, but now it's softer, warmer, more human.
Nowadays, I am seeing a shift in how people are perceiving their homes. It's not white and glossy anymore. The shift is more towards minimalism, which is warm. It's more towards, earthy finishes and an earthy look. And it's all because there's a psychological shift, not a design shift.
The colors are inspired by nature: earthy terracotta, sandy beige, muted greens, replacing the cold whites and greys we have seen for years. Walls are no longer shiny or perfect. Instead, they have texture, finishes like lime wash and plaster that catch light and add quiet depth to the room. Furniture is evolving too. Less sharp edges, more curves, from rounded sofas to arched doorways. Everything feels more fluid, more inviting. Even fabrics are changing. Soft, tactical materials like linen and buckle that makes you want to sit down and stay. Because today, luxury is not about how expensive something looks.
And the light of our country, especially Asia, this part of the world, it's very bright, unlike the West. So the West might prefer glossy white finishes, which look very good on Pinterest or Instagram. But the sunlight we have is so stark and harsh. We need warmer colors to make our surroundings look richer and inviting.
It's about how it makes you feel safe, relaxed, and at ease. And that's the shift we are seeing in real estate today. Homes are becoming less about perfection and more about presence, spaces that don't just impress, but truly embrace when you walk in.
And beyond design and development, real estate is also shaped by decisions, risks, and lessons from the ground. In Clarity Corner today, we bring to you a war story by Ashwinder R. Singh ji, offering a closer look at the realities of the sector and the insights that don't always make it to the headlines. Here's that perspective.
In a world full of noise, clarity is the only real advantage. I'm Ashwinder R. Singh. Let's get to the point. Let's turn to a global development that seems distant, but it is not. the Iran conflict. Because in today's world, what happens in one region does not stay there. It flows through oil, inflation, interest rates, and capital. Let's start with oil. India imports over 80% of its crude requirement. Any disruption in the Middle East pushes oil prices higher, and when oil rises, construction costs rise, logistic costs rise, project costs rise. That is the first impact on real estate. The second is inflation. Higher oil prices feed inflation, and inflation delays interest rate cuts, which means home loans remain expensive, and that can slow demand in the short term. So yes, geopolitical tensions create near-term pressure. But that is only one side of the story. There is another trend unfolding quietly in times of global uncertainty. Capital looks for stability, and India today is no longer an emerging story. It is an anchoring economy. We are seeing stronger institutional inflows, rising NRI participation, and sustained demand in premium housing. At the same time, rental markets remain firm with expected growth of 5 to 7% across major cities. Supply pipelines remain disciplined. Demand remains structural. So while global events may create volatility, they are not altering India's direction. If anything, they are reinforcing it. Because every global disruption is quietly doing one thing. It is repositioning India from an alternative market to a preferred market. So what is the real impact of a conflict like this? Short-term, caution, cost pressure, delayed decision. Medium-term, selective resilience, stronger capital flows, premium market strength. Long-term, a deeper shift, India moving steadily towards becoming one of the world's leading real estate economies. And clarity is understanding this, that while the world may be uncertain, India's trajectory is not.
From global cues and infrastructure growth to evolving design philosophies and ground realities, real estate today is being shaped by multiple forces converging at once. That's all that we have for you in the 10th episode of Our Estate. My name is Nayan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more stories and sharper insights from across the real estate landscape.